We are frantically now getting ready for dinner.
I mean, I'm frantic at my house trying to figure out how you have a sleepover, hotel stay kind of thing first night in your house. What do you take? But I'm not worried because it's like I don't have to worry about dinner.
I thought it was a coordination nightmare.
6:45.
The timing was perfect, wasn't it? Kody buys Janelle a brand new bed for Christmas, and the other wives, especially Robyn, look so thrilled about it. Robyn's face, pure annoyance, and Kody's expression, classic. It's like he's trying to hold back a cringe, probably realizing he's about to have some serious explaining to do later. Honestly, I've posted about this like 4 times this weekend, but I can't stop binge-watching. And of course, you just know Robyn got a fancier, newer bed soon after this. Like, no doubt about it. Look at her face. She looks like she's ready to explode. Kody, on the other hand, notices her mood and immediately gets that furrowed brow, knowing he's in for it. It's funny how he actually seems to care when Robyn's upset. When Christine does the same thing, he just gets pissed at her for, having feelings. What a gem. Kody always pulls that deep-thinking caveman face every time the wives speak. It's like he's constantly trying to figure out if he's in trouble or if he can just zone out. And Robyn, always rocking her diesel jeans, looks like she's about to blow a gasket. Seriously, she probably gave the OGs a run for their money with that attitude. Kody? Yeah, that frown of his is pretty much a permanent accessory, especially when Christine speaks up. But what's the deal with the wives being mad about Janelle getting a new bed? Are they worried about all the sexy time that's going to happen on it? Is there a hidden jealousy over this? Seriously, what's going on here? We've got so much to dive into today, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into it. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Elena here, and welcome back to my channel Reality Nexus X. So, someone came up with a theory on why Robyn acts the way she does, and I'm totally convinced. Picture this. A couple of people are sitting down to watch Twilight. Don't judge. And as soon as Bella Swan does one of her little poor me moments, one of them looks at the other and says, "That's so something Robyn would do." And let me tell you, it was like a light bulb went off. The comparison is uncanny. The hairstyle, the makeup, those eyebrows. Robyn is basically a dedicated Bella Swan cosplayer. It's like she read Bella's manual on manipulating every man and situation while pretending to be all weak and submissive. It's a look, and it's clearly working for her. Oh, and let's not forget, Twilight is about as Mormon as it gets. The author is LDS, which explains why Bella's character is written in that weird, passive-aggressive way. So yeah, Robyn definitely watched that and said, yeah, that's the vibe I'm going for. But wait, it gets better. Remember when someone pointed out that one of the other wives had Twilight posters all over her room back at their old house? Yeah, turns out she was into Twilight way before Robyn came into the picture. And once Robyn showed up, it was like she immediately became her #1 fan. Isn't that cute? Honestly, the theory might be onto something here. The idea that Robyn's little keep sweet act is just a rehashed version of Bella Swan's manipulative charm? It's not what was expected, but it makes sense now. Here's the kicker. Robyn didn't just learn this behavior out of nowhere. She picked it up from her mom. And now she's passing it down to her daughters. It's like she's training them to fake cry the exact same way she does, just to get attention. It's a learned behavior from a classic manipulator. Robyn is basically reliving her childhood, except now she's the chosen one in the family, the wife who's never cast aside. There was an interview recently where someone tried to explain how Robyn's mom wanted her husband all to herself, but then it was quickly backpedaled. It's like Robyn is playing out the role of her stepdad's legal wife, and the partner just can't see it. She's the one demanding all his time, while the other wives and kids get the leftovers. Honestly, he should just come clean and say, I only want to be with Robyn, instead of this whole, we're all one big happy family thing. Robyn really shouldn't be using her kids as pawns to make up for whatever childhood trauma she's holding onto. It's messed up. Kody's lie of the day. The master of reinventing history, Kody. It's like watching a master illusionist change his story every time the spotlight shifts. This morning, I watched the extended version of last week's episode because, waking up early because of the time change makes me think, hey, let me start my day by watching a show that makes me rage. Clearly, I need better hobbies. Anyway, during the episode, Kody was discussing his issues with Meri and mentioned that both the therapist and other wives had encouraged him to be a better partner to her. But surprise, surprise, he chose not to reconcile. This so doesn't match his story from last year's tell-all, where he dramatically claimed he wanted to reconcile, but Christine said, no thanks. I've never bought that for a second, but this latest episode takes the cake. It's so obvious now that Kody hasn't seen himself as married to Meri for years, and honestly is totally fine with it. Now, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Kody's blatant favoritism. Everyone in that family, from the wives to the kids, even the ones still in diapers, knows Kody is head over heels for Robyn. He dotes on her, spends all his time with her, and practically throws the other wives and their kids to the wolves. I mean, duh, this is exactly why the other marriages collapsed and why Kody's relationships with most of his kids are beyond repair. So why, for the love of all that's holy, are he and Robyn still pretending like the rest of us haven't been watching this show for the last decade? Like, am I the crazy one here, or is literally everyone else just delusional? It's exhausting. Honestly, I can't even watch anymore. At this point, I only tune in to see if someone will finally call them out to their faces. All the whispering behind backs is getting old. Kody's stories are like trying to keep up with a tornado. They're constantly shifting, and maybe that's his strategy. Keep us all confused so we don't notice how obviously fake it all is? Let's not forget the latest ridiculousness about Christine being the reason he didn't reconcile with Meri. Because, of course, Kody would have totally been up for that, right? If the topic did come up, I'm sure Christine would have said exactly what she recently pointed out. How cruel it was for Kody to keep stringing Meri along for years, knowing he had no intention of actually working on their marriage. Classic Kody. And don't even get me started on his sob story about grieving his failed marriage to Christine. The man says he never loved her, yet he's apparently grieving the whole thing. Really? What exactly is he grieving? Besides maybe the loss of his free ride and his identity as a husband to 4 women, what is actually being mourned here? His ultimate goal was always clear: to be with the one wife he's willing to admit he actually loves, Robyn. That's the end of the story. The fact that Kody can change his narrative constantly is why a spin-off about him and his family would be a total flop. We've heard every excuse, every version of his tale. The guy flips his story so often, it's impossible to keep up, and honestly, it's just boring at this point. He wants respect, but here's the thing: how can anyone respect someone who has no integrity? A man whose word means nothing? I can't even. Finally, remember that moment when Meri, Robyn, and Christine were talking about which house Kody was spending time at in Vegas? Christine made it crystal clear. Everyone knew Kody wasn't spending time at Meri's house. Even in Vegas, it was painfully obvious that Kody had checked out of his marriage to Meri. This fits perfectly with Christine's point about how Kody strung Meri along for years, even when he had no intention of being a real partner to her. It's all starting to fall apart for him, and honestly, it's kind of fun to watch. So I'm rewatching the show, and I just hit the episode where Truly's in critical condition at the hospital. The doctors don't know if she's going to make it, which is, a bit of a big deal. Kody, however, comes strolling into one of his wife's homes, probably to do the most urgent thing in the world: shower and grab a fresh outfit. And as soon as he steps through the door, what's the first thing he hears? "How's Truly?" His answer: "I just spent 2 hours listening to her scream." Oh, the eye. How telling. Because, of course, it's always about him. Someone's in pain? Yeah, but how does that affect him? Someone's giving birth? God forbid they pass out, because then Kody would be left waiting for them to wake up just to finish the whole ordeal. Isabel's post-surgery recovery is long and painful. Hurry up, please, I need you to feel better for me. Astounding. It's almost like his parents set him up to be the world's biggest narcissist. The guy's a walking, talking case study in malignant self-absorption. And let's not forget that one time when Robyn was briefly in the hospital with coronavirus, Kody sits there in his car, pondering if he should have pretended to be sicker so he could be by her side. You know, because his and Robyn's needs were the absolute top priority, and the healthcare workers who were drowning in overwork could just fend for themselves. Classic Kody. What a prince. This man is a disaster, and yet, somehow, he's completely shocked that no one recognizes how wonderful he is, at least in his own mind. He doesn't give a single thought to how his words and actions are tearing his family apart. Nope, he only cares about 1/4 of it, and even then, he's convinced that he's the only one who's right, and everyone else is just wrong. Oh, and let's all remember, Robyn's not exactly winning any Great Human awards either. That whole stunt with her fake coronavirus episode, the one where she totally faked the symptoms, just to prove a point about Kody's paranoid rules. Yeah, that was pure gold. Absolutely no reason for her to be in the emergency department with a perfectly normal sinus rhythm, but she did it anyway, because nothing says, "We're right, everyone else is wrong," quite like wasting medical resources for a personal drama. What a team. Heh. Kody, the guy who used to strut around like a rooster with his 4 wives, announcing to anyone who'd listen that he was the man capable of satisfying all his ladies. Because, you know, that's the mark of true masculinity, right? Forget mutual respect, affection, or emotional intimacy. The real measure of a man is how many wives he can rotate through while completely ignoring their needs. It's almost as if he thought being able to juggle multiple marriages automatically made him the king of the bedroom. Spoiler alert, no one's buying it. And let's be real, he probably never gave any of them in, but that's beside the point. Now that the wives are dropping off one by one, though Kody's little manly fantasy is unraveling, suddenly he's all about proving to the world he's still got it, because nothing says virile like insisting on public displays of affection with Robyn. Never mind that it's way more about his ego than actual affection. He's basically throwing a tantrum about how he can't publicly declare his undying love, when what he really means is, "I need to prove to everyone that I'm still having sex." You can almost see the gears turning. If he shows PDA, maybe people will forget that his relationships are falling apart. Yeah, good luck with that, Kody. Meanwhile, Christine is out here glowing and smiling, likely because she's finally free from the suffocating, self-centered circus that is Kody Brown. Honestly, it's no wonder Christine and Janelle are heading for the exit after birthing half a dozen kids, each while probably not even getting a sniff of pleasure. Kody's selfishness isn't just confined to his words, it's a full-on lifestyle, and I can't even begin to picture him in a bedroom scenario. Robyn always looks miserable, and guess what? It's because she is miserable. As a stepmom, you quickly learn that when you marry someone with kids, their relationship with their kids comes first. Yours is second. It's a reality check, but it's part of the deal. Of course, Robyn didn't play by those rules. She followed the classic evil stepmother playbook. She didn't care about Kody's other kids and systematically undermined them, all while trying to replace them with her own kids and his affections. And she didn't stop there. She did the same thing with the OG 3 wives. As long as they served her purpose, mainly financially, she tolerated them. But the moment there was no personal benefit, out they went. Take Meri and Janelle, for example. Robyn fought for Meri's relationship with Kody, but not Janelle's. Sure, they all made good MLM money, but Janelle had a genuine connection with Kody. Robyn couldn't compete with that. Meri, on the other hand, Kody hadn't loved her in years, so keeping her around gave Robyn a free ride. She could continue to rake in the cash without any real competition. But once Meri left, Robyn's perfect little plan came crashing down. She finally had Kody all to herself, and guess what? He wasn't the prize she'd hoped for. Turns out, it's a lot less fun when the money dries up, and there's no one left to tear down. No wonder she looks miserable. It's not a great reward for all that manipulation. Financially, though, Robyn's gambit did pay off. She was buried in debt, broke, and desperately wanted the finer things in life. Now she's living in a big house, her kids are heading to college, and she can buy whatever she wants. Do they live within their means? Absolutely not. Is Kody a prize? Hell no. It's classic play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It's almost as if Robyn wanted the polygamous lifestyle just for the perks. She saw an established plural family as a way to have multiple sources of income, free childcare, extra kids for hers to hang out with, older wives to outshine, and a husband who'd be too distracted to notice all her little games. And she got all that. Plus, she became Kody's favorite, snagged the legal wife title, and managed to quietly assert her dominance over the others. But now that the other wives are gone, things are about to get real ugly. With no one else to blame when things go south, Robyn's facade is about to crack. Watching the show, it was so obvious what Robyn was up to. And somehow, she and Kody still think they're the victims. It's like a masterclass in narcissism. I'd love to hear an update from anthropologists who studied them back when they were in Vegas. There's a lot to unpack. Saw Christine and her family at Hogle Zoo in SLC today. Didn't take a picture because, that's weird. But it was pretty wild. I first saw David and thought, nah, that can't be him. And then spotted Truly, Aspen, and Christine. I almost said hi, but she was busy with her grandkids, and I didn't want to mess with their vibe. Thought you all might get a kick out of that. Also, I'll just give myself a little credit for not being the creepy person snapping pics. It's nice to see Christine actually enjoying real moments with David and her kids. Honestly, everything with Kody was just for the cameras. Totally appreciate you respecting their privacy too. I'd probably have been way too tempted to sneak a pic though. Oh, and I had to look up how hot it was in SLC after your zoo sighting, because it's sweltering here on the East Coast. It's 93 degrees Fahrenheit with 19% humidity here. Meanwhile, in SLC, it's 99 degrees Fahrenheit with 30% humidity. All I could think was, how do people survive in this heat? I'm literally melting. If I went to the National Zoo in DC today, they'd probably have to scrape me off the pavement, lol. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and much love to you all.